Hi friends, I know it's kind of crazy calling this video the calm before the storm. Going back to April and May, seeing all of the things that have happened, it's hardly been calm. But with the protests ramping up all over the country, starting in LA, Seattle, Chicago, Omaha, and Texas, and tomorrow being the big birthday parade for the Orange King, I think things are going to get a lot crazier. So I kind of want to just do a flashback, a rehash of some of the crazy things that have happened in the last couple of months, April and May mainly. There's so much. I'm going to probably split it up a little bit. I've been trying to stay out of the political algorithm, so I had to kind of go back and just rehash some of the headlines in order to get some stuff on here. But after this, I'm going to try to go back into abstaining from my political algorithm as much. I've got a couple of news outlets that I watch their videos that I'll probably just regurgitate some of the things that they say in certain videos, but I'm not going to do as many deep dives. I've just lost the will to care about any of it. This is all so dystopian, and it's all bad. So let's talk about some fun music and movies and get some more evergreen stuff out there. My year ending in a number. I got fives to do. 85 is crazy, 95 is crazy, but let's just get to this real quick, clear the chamber of all this political stuff for now. The first 100 days of this regime has had the lowest approval rating of any presidential first 100 days since they've been keeping track of that in the 40s or the 50s. They're constantly ignoring court rulings and defying judges, and they're starting to arrest and detain Democratic elected officials. So if they're going to do that to people that are elected and have some position of power, what they can do to all the rest of us is just bottom of the barrel. The first massive scandal of this administration was the Signal chat leak, and incompetent Petey the Patriot, Keg's breath, had no backlash at all. He should have resigned or been fired. All they did was they tried to make it look like they were firing Mike Waltz, but he basically what do they say, stumbled forward into fell forward into a upgrade. He's now the UN ambassador. Oh, Elon tried and failed to buy a second election in Wisconsin, and since that failed, he just kind of spiraled. His companies are all taking a big hit, even after sales pitch for Tesla on the White House lawn. That company's down 70% just since the beginning of the year. They said that he may have lost up to $150 billion in his net worth by now. What else happened? The Pope lost his will to live after meeting Shady Vance. Tariff Day. They came on the TV with this ridiculous list of all the tariffs for all the countries, and the fact checking was just hilarious. The equation that they used may or may not have been made by AI, and it actually makes no sense at all. Economists and mathematicians have all said that that equation just makes no sense. One of the islands that got a tariff is populated entirely by penguins, so we're tariffing penguins in around New Zealand or somewhere. It's in Australia or New Zealand. Yeah, it's all dumber than it even seems on the surface. And then he continued for weeks and weeks to go back and forth. There's tariffs. Now we're increasing the tariffs. Now there's no tariffs. And there's tariffs on this country, but not this country. And of course, there's no tariffs on Russia because he couldn't do that to Daddy Putin. It just sent the economy into chaos. And Wall Street came up with a nickname for him, Taco Trump. Trump always chickens out. And I don't think the taco part bothered him as much, but being called a chicken man, I think that really got to him. And but it immediately was normalized. The memes were pretty good for a couple of days, but that's just where we're at. But the economy is not imaginary. Ports that should be exploding with action in San Diego and Seattle are ghost towns. Anytime now we should not only start seeing massive price increases on everything, but empty shelves. And it's just hard to comprehend how much we've become reliant on cheap imported goods, especially from China. He actually came on TV and said that he thinks the good parts of the economy are his and the bad parts are Biden's. And, I'll give you the first 100 days or the first couple of months. But at what point do you start taking responsibility for what's going on in this country? You want to have your cake and eat it too, and it's just not how it works. Anyway, some other stupid things that happened. He signed an executive order to defund NPR and PBS, two of the most, two of the most important and non-biased media outlets on the planet. I'm sorry that left-leaning is more factual-based, but he's backed off the ideas of taking over Canada and the Panama Canal and Greenland, or at least he's not talking about it as much. But he did float a stupid idea of reforming Alcatraz into a concentration camp for people that he's trying to deport, which is realistically near impossible. Many parts of it have been in degradation for decades, and the amount of money it would cost to refurbish Alcatraz is just ridiculous. I think he saw the movie Escape from Alcatraz on TV one day and just got a harebrained idea, because he gets all of his ideas from TV. They said that he doesn't read his security reports anymore, so they're trying to figure out a way to get him updated on things every day. And they said they're talking about bringing in Fox News producers to produce a Fox-like news show just for the president, because he doesn't read and he only watches TV. So they're going to make a Fox News show just for the president. He attacked Harvard and at least 60 other higher learning facilities for their DEI and for foreign students. And God forbid that anybody working or learning from them that are brown-skinned colored. Oh, they begin to detain and disappear student protesters, not to mention all the ICE overreach and deporting hundreds of people with the lack of due process. We just, so much to get into with all of that. Kilmar Garcia has kind of been the face of that tragedy. And with all the outrage, they've finally been able to bring him back to the country under the guise of actually processing him under the crime of whatever. They got to save face. Nobody can ever say they did anything wrong. So now they have to charge him with illegal whatever he did. He's driving people across state lines or whatever it is. I don't know. It's all bullshit. It's circumstantial at best that he was driving workers from Texas to Maryland or New Jersey or Pennsylvania or wherever he was going. I'm sure it'll be a sham trial anyway, but just like the pictures of his MS-13 tattoos on his knuckles. And man, did President Dum Dum eat that one up. Oh, it's going to be so funny when all this comes to light, how gullible. It boggles my brain. But the interviewer in those clips was Terry Moran, and he's since been fired from ABC for putting out personal anti-Trump tweets. Oh, what else stupid happened? RFK. Oh, we can't not talk about RFK. He put out some stupid, ignorant statements about autism and vaccines. Let the whole CDC vaccine team, whoever controls all of that stuff, go. And was seen swimming in raw sewage in New Jersey, is it New Jersey? Where they've had a law on the books for decades not to swim in public waters because there's sewage. Oh my God, this guy's brainworms are just out of control. Oh, 3 $60 million fighter jets have fallen off of the Harry S. Truman aircraft carrier in the Red Sea in the last couple of weeks. 3. They've lost 3 planes. 2 of them have fallen off of the ship. 1 of them was shot down by friendly fire. And apparently last year sometime, the Harry S. Truman was also involved in some sort of collision with another ship in the Mediterranean Sea. It's like That ship is just cursed, and we got Petey the Patriot in charge of all of that, and old Keg's Breath just is out of his depth being in charge of the strongest military on the planet. But nobody's going to be taken into account for the 3 lost fighter jets. We're going to talk about waste, fraud, and abuse. There's some massive waste right there when $200 million worth of jets just fall in the ocean. Oh, we could talk about all the questionable pardons that he's been giving out, basically selling. He had a crypto dinner that was not associated with the White House, even though there was a presidential seal on the front of his podium, which is illegal to use. That's the emoluments clause. He can't use the presidential office to profit, even though these people paid up to $1 million on his crypto scam to have a seat at this dinner. And a few of the people that were bought into this crypto scam to get a place at that dinner happened to be related to people that were recently pardoned. So don't look at the man behind the curtain. Oh, that brings us to the Qatari bribery jet. He made his little tour of the Middle East to all of the countries that are paying him off. And Qatari gifted him with a $400 million jet that he can't even use because it's going to take almost $1 billion to strip this palace in the sky down to its bolts and make it security worthy to be Air Force One. And it's going to cost up to $1 billion, and it won't even be ready by the time he's done being president, if he is done being president when he's supposed to be. Oh, and the last item is the 59 white South African refugees that they brought over. While we're trying to deport millions of asylum refugees out of the country, they want to bring 60 refugees seeking asylum from South Africa. And it's just pretty blatant that they happen to be white. And all of the people that they're trying to deport happen to be not white. So, they just want to deport anybody that's brown, whether they're, they've come out and said the quiet part out loud. They're going to deport anybody that's brown or dissident, whether they're citizens or not. So, I'm making these videos still. I know I don't get as many views as a lot of content creators, but so I'm not really much of a thorn in their side, but I'm going to start training for my stint in concentration camp. So, I love you all. I'll see you on the next one.